Hey everyone, watch this video and be entered to win a cash prize in our weekly raffle. Click below for details. Hello everybody, welcome back. Chapter 5, Mishnah 10. Such a beautiful, beautiful Mishnah today. Some great lessons for us. Arba midot ba'adam ha'omer. Arba midot ba'adam. There are 4 character types of people. Obviously, you could do this with all types of things, but this Mishnah is breaking down people into 4 different types. Type number 1, sheli, v'shalach, shalach. So this says, my stuff is my stuff. This is my couch. This is my watch. This is my house. This is my car, right? These are my stuff. V'shalach, shalach. And that's your stuff. That's your house, watch, car, etc. So the Mishnah says, this type of person, zumida benonit. This is an average type of person. You might be thinking, watching this video, like, yeah, that sounds pretty normal, Rabbi Akiva. But the Mishnah continues, listen to this. V'yesh omrim, however, there are some rabbis who say, zumidat Sodom, that this is the midah, the character type of a city called Sodom. Now, if you look back in Genesis, Sodom was like this crazy evil city that that God said to Abraham, I'm going to destroy this city because it's so evil. And Abraham's like, well, what if I can just find like 10 righteous people? And God's like, okay, the camera fell. Abraham says to God, I'll find 10 righteous people. And God's like, okay, find 10 righteous people. And Abraham couldn't even find 10 righteous people. Like, terrible city. So how is saying my stuff is my stuff and your stuff is your stuff a character type of that place? And because this other approach says, like, listen, because that's not how life works. But to put your eyes down, right? Unfortunately, you could probably see these, you can see these videos on YouTube or whatever, like someone God forbid hurt on the ground in crowded cities, and people just walking by, or sometimes they're just social experiments. Oftentimes, actually, but people just walking by, and you're like, what? Like, oh, it's me watching. You're like, how? What? I just saw one actually yesterday, I saw this terrible video in London of kids super soaking, like shooting with water guns, like the British Guard, and they're not allowed to move, so they're just kind of taking it, and they're saying like, don't do this, but they're not allowed to move, and people are just walking by, and I'm like, how are you just watching this happen? And that is what could come up of this. Well, this is my life and that's your life, and when we don't meet, we don't mix. That could be a very dangerous, even if it's average, character type. Number 2, shali shalach v'shalach shali. My stuff is your stuff, and your stuff is my stuff. And this is called an am ha'aretz, an unlearned person. This is someone who, like, I don't really care about my stuff. Like, I'm just a slob. I'm just a mess, so you can use it. I don't really care. But I also don't really care about the sanctity of your stuff, so I'll just use your stuff. Like, oh, you have a piece of pizza in the fridge? Like, okay, I ate it. So what? Like, you ate my pizza, your pizza. There's no clear boundaries. That also is not a great approach. Number 3, shali shalach v'shalach shalach. My stuff is your stuff, and your stuff is your stuff. This is a chassid. This is a pious person, because this is a person who recognizes that, you know what? Neither of us really have stuff. Everything is God's. Who knows? Like, anything could happen in the next moment. So I don't really have such strong attachments to my stuff. Now, obviously, we don't take this to extreme where you just keep your drawer open and say, everyone can come take all my stuff. But the idea of to not have any strong attachments to your stuff, because it's just stuff. There's a great documentary on Netflix, I'm forgetting what it's called right now, about minimalizing and just getting rid of stuff. Great video, great documentary. And the final one is shalach shali v'shali shali. Your stuff is my stuff, and my stuff is my stuff. That's obviously a Rasha, an evil person. That's someone who's wicked and who's just not someone that is going to have really great boundaries around stuff, around possessions. See you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Reminder to share your 1 to 2 sentence takeaway from this video to be entered to win a cash prize in our weekly raffle. Click below for details.